Hello, welcome to my podcast, Knitting on the Farm. This is episode 9 and I'm recording on Thursday the 13th of August 2020. And that is Lola barking already. So, places that you can find me then are all noted down below in the drop down bar. But you can find me on Instagram as Knitting on the Farm with all the underscores. And I'm also on Ravelry as Knitting on the Farm, which is all one word. And the podcast has a Ravelry group, which is called Knitting on the Farm Podcast Group. If you want to get in touch with me via email, it's knittingonthefarm@gmail.com. And we also have a Zoom group meeting, which meets on a Thursday evening at 8 p.m, which is BST time, and the room number should be down below. If you want to join, if you just send me a direct message via Instagram or email, then I can give you the passcode, and that way it just keeps the room safe for everyone that's there and new folk that would like to join. And I hope you understand, and that's okay. Just a couple of announcements, I suppose, just in the beginning before we get into the crafting. Our MAL that was run for, was it 500 subscribers? Can't remember. Hold on to a check. What did we run? Oh yes, it was the 500 subscribers, and then it was also the prizes for the Leap into Spring MAL that I co-hosted with Kaz from the Wee So-and-So. So all those items have been posted. One person has let me know that they've got theirs. I know a couple of the parcels I think were going internationally, and one has arrived, so hopefully the rest will make it there. If they haven't, if you could let me know, just it would be great to know that you've either received them or haven't at this stage. Also then there's a new make along going on over in Ravelry, and I'll talk about it in the Ravelry section a wee bit later on. Then I think I did talk about it maybe in my last podcast, but I said about making an appointed time or day to check in on Ravelry, just to keep up to date with what's going on there. And I chose a Thursday, so I do pop in and out today. So if you've put anything up, hopefully by the end of Thursday it should be read and hopefully a comment on. And that way it just means that you can be sure that I'm going to see what's going on and reply to any comments in there. I think that's the best way, just to keep committed to Ravelry. I think that's all the announcements just in the introduction for the minute. I'll run through just the format. So I'm going to have some finished things. Going to have what's in the making or on the needles at the moment. I have some other crafts that I have started. I have some plans for what's coming up next. And there also has been a few things have come in the post, and then we'll just finish off with Ravelry with the new make along, and if I can remember any things that have been happening on the farm or any life things. I suppose I should apologise for not just having a podcast up sooner. I got my infusion a few weeks ago, and unfortunately it just took me a wee bit of time to get over it, and I hadn't been feeling terrible well, so I feel much better now and feel as though I can do a podcast. So here it is, and because I haven't recorded, then that means that there's quite a few things to show you and share with you. So hopefully you'll not be too bored. I'm just finding my project pages here to keep up to date. So one of the things that is completely finished and blocked now is my summer t-shirt. Just find the pattern details. I think it was a bit further back. Yes, it was from a Ravelry download from the designer was found in Sun Fun Living, and I finished this back in the end of July. This was knit in Rowan Lima. It's a discontinued colourway. I think Rowan Lima actually is discontinued, but it was a beautiful yarn, a very affordable t-shirt, and it blocked beautifully. So I just want to give you a quick show of what it's like when it's finished. If you can see, it has the nice diamond on the front detail, and just a picot edge to the sleeve. It's very simple, but it's really effective. I did want to wear it today, but it's just so warm here. There's no way you could wear a t-shirt. Anyway, from it's blocked, I think the neck, when I wear it, the neck's much better than it's showing on there now. Number one, I didn't have any yarn left to even fix or work with the neck. And number two, I just have to accept it as it is. Next time round, I most certainly would just do the band as per pattern, or would lift the stitches on the reverse rather than on the right side. But yeah, that's the summer tee. This is the second or third one of these I've knit, and I love the yarn overs down the shoulder. Really nice knit, super quick, lovely fitting. Always do the waist shaping. Add a little extra rows to the bottom, and I increase a few stitches extra just for the fading waistline, and it makes it fit really well. So that's my summer tee in the Rowan Lima. The colourway was 891. I know it's definitely discontinued, as I say, but whether you can pick it up from a D-stash, I'm not sure. It was alpaca and wool and nylon, 8488. So yeah, that's my summer t-shirt. I can wear that now. Okay, next finished thing then is actually drying at the moment. I have them blocking. These socks were are a very special knit. I did add some kid silk, alpaca silk into them. I knit them in Turin yarn, and it's by Apple Oak Fiberworks. I picked it up at one of our yarn festivals that I went to in Dublin. In fact, the first one I've ever went to in Dublin. It's a beautiful yarn. It's 60% wool, 20% silk, and 20% rami. And when I looked up what rami was, it seems to be like a substitute for nylon, only as far as I know it's natural. So it's American wool, China silk, and German rami. And it was undyed. It is 100 grams, 464 yards, which is 425 meters in a sock and fingering weight. It was very affordable. I think it was €9.50, which is about maybe £8. They have some beautiful colours. It'd be interesting to see just how it wears, but it was undyed. That's the yarn. And then this was the alpaca floof that I put in with it. This was from Elm Tree Yarns, my friend Diane, and I've used it quite a lot in different things. As I say, you need to concentrate just when you're knitting with it to make sure you don't knit with just one or other. But as I say, I want to get the socks dried, get them off in the post, and hope that they bring someone a little bit of love and comfort at this time that they're going through. So that was the Wish You Were Here socks. I just knit per pattern. I didn't make any changes at all, and yeah, I'm pretty pleased with those. And I definitely would knit that pattern again for shorties. Next up then is my Midsummer Blossom socks, and the pattern is by Olivia Villarreal. I knit these in Knitpicks Felici, and the contrast colour was just from my stash. I think it actually maybe came in a box that a Christmas box I purchased from Caroline of Caroline Loved to Sew a couple of years ago. The Felici colourway is Electric Lime, which is colour 2763 something, and the dye lot is 31223. I'm not sure whether it's available or not. So these are, oh gosh, these are the socks. It is just a little bit of ribbing at the top here. I think I did the 25 rows. No, sorry, I did 15 rows. Then I knit the rib this time 68 stitches on 2.25s, I think. Yes, 68 stitches on 2.25s. I then did 1 row of knit to do the decreases to bring them down to 64. Did the rib pattern as suggested, and then I did those 16 rows in lace, and then I joined in the main colour, and then I did the heel, sorry, in Eye of Partridge. This isn't a very coherent podcast. The Eye of Partridge heel, and then continued in the stripes and did the contrast toe. Yeah, I enjoyed knitting these. I just did my own my own heel and my own gusset decreases, which is usually lift 17 plus 1. And I'm very pleased with these. I just have one on the sock blocker because I ran out of sock blockers, but I can assure you I have the other one. It's a very nice pattern. You have the option of the two choices, and I sort of used the Felici to do the striped version. And I most certainly would make the trainer socks. I'm going to weigh what I have in the Turin and see if I would have enough for the little anklets or the little trainer socks. I can't remember whether I showed you these before or not. They were the Faithful Friend socks by Danny of Little Bobbins. I think I maybe had one finished. I just couldn't see on my last notes what I had finished, but that's the Faithful Friend socks. They were knit in the Gold French colourway from my sock club from Sherry Harris. She puts it up every month towards the end of the month for the next month, so you should be able to get one if you wanted. I think August's probably gone, but you should be able to get September's towards the end of this month. We did this, some of the girls in the Zoom meeting were knitting these as well, so we thought it was nice to sort of knit them together. I didn't make any changes to the pattern at all. I cast on in the contrast. I always do a knit round after cast on, and then I did I think I did 3 rows in ribbing. Then I did the rest of the sock in the main colour, and just did the toe in the contrast colour. My usual heel and just my usual sock recipe. You'll be bored hearing that, but sure, that's how it is. That's what I use, and I've just got into that way of doing it, and I suppose I should follow a pattern for once. So I do have the second sock as well. I love using the yarn. It's so soft, and the stitch definition's always really nice. And I love Danny's patterns, and sometimes when I see a yarn, her patterns just scream at me. Even the sock club that come in for July, which I won't show you because with postage, overseas friends mightn't have got it, but sometimes when I see it, it just screams a pattern at me. And I was saying that to my husband, that yarn actually speaks, and he was laughing, but you just get that skein, and you sort of think, oh gosh, that would work so well in a pattern. And I just went straight away and picked out this pattern for the August yarn that came, the August sock club that came. So that's what I'm going to use for it. You'll see it next podcast. Okay, that's another pair of socks finished. Then the next, yet another pair of socks, and these are by Crazy Sock Lady, Kay Litton, and they are her heel toe dosey do pattern. I love this pattern with self striping, and I've knitted a few times. I love the fit, and it is one of my sort of go-to patterns. I changed it a little bit this time, and I used the heel from Craft House Magic's pattern, the Candy Cane Socks. That's Ellie. Ellie also has a podcast, so that's a lovely pattern, and it probably could well be maybe a Christmas knit. But there's a lovely detail just on the heel in it. You'll see it now, and it is a Christmas tree. So these are they. They were knit in yarn from Dragon Hill Studio, and it was called Cadwaladra. I don't know. And it just spoke to me, sort of Christmas colours. And I have the second one here, and I'll just put my hand into this one to see if you can see the wee tree detail on the heel. Yeah, it sort of comes up in a triangle. You can see. Just about see. But I thought it was nice when these are the start of my Christmas basket. For our get together at Christmas, I always put a basket of socks or hats or mittens out for the girls, my daughter and daughter-in-laws, when they come down for Sunday lunch, and they can pick out of it what they need, what they would like rather, maybe don't need. So these are going to maybe go into it. I do quite like them myself, so maybe they're my socks out of the basket. But yeah, that's Crazy Sock Lady Kay was also doing a summer sock camp, and I put these into it. So I did, and I think it maybe closes if it's not closed the end of July, it closes the end of August. So that's the Christmas socks. And these you can also enter your Christmas knits into the make along that I am co-hosting with Lindsay of Create Craft and Love on the Ravelry group that I'm going to tell you about later on. In the making then, there's not very much because the needle's pretty much cleared, but I have my second pair of socks for Christmas, and I'm sort of knitting these with my daughter in mind and her size. And these are the Central Park socks by Knitting Expat Designs, Nina Phillips. Again, this is a pattern I have knit before. I love it. I love the fit and I love the texture. I will say it is a 4-row pattern repeat, but you can do it as many times as you want, and I actually did it 5. Number 1, because it's easy to count in 5s, and number 2, just to spread it out a wee bit more and make it just that wee bit more open that you can see it, because the yarn's quite busy. So I have 1 sock complete. The contrast is from my stash. The yarn is from Hedgerow Yarns. I was gifted this last year from Lupin Lane Handmade on Instagram. a Flora honey pot on there, did coordinated a Christmas swap, and this was inside my Christmas swap, along with this beautiful bag. So I thought, Christmas knitting, get the Christmas bags out. I think these are from Jules So Sweet Violet, and it was a sock blank. I've never knit from a sock blank before. That's it, going that way. It is exciting just to see the way the different yarns are appearing in the sock. I think these were all quite the rage maybe a couple of years ago. I know Ellie from Craft House Magic has one out again in beautiful pastel colours. That was the contrast, and just get the label. Yeah, it's Hedgerow Yarns, and it's just called Sparkly Sock Blank, and it's 75/20 with 5% of silver stellina in it, and it's 100 grams. I'm not sure whether maybe the silver is sparkling. Can you see it in the sock? Not sure whether you can just see it in the sock or not. I have the second sock. Started and well down the leg. That's the back of the sock, what it looks like when you're knitting from a sock blank. At the beginning it sort of annoyed me because it made it look as though my tension and my stitches were off, but some people have said it washes out, or it blocks out rather, so we'll see how it goes. If it doesn't, I mean, hey ho, that's just how it is, and it'll be fine. I won't worry too much about it. So that's the socks by Mina Phillips, the Central Park socks. I enjoy knitting that. I really do enjoy knitting that pattern, and I was so pleased to have the mini colour to match. I'm starting to have a little selection of minis now, and I'm able to use them, so I'm really pleased with that. For a while they just were sitting and I was wondering what I was going to do with them, so that's them. That's the works in progress. So the only other work in progress I have then is the Ravelry cardigan, which you can see on the mannequin here, and it is, did I bring the pattern? Excuse me. I downloaded it from Biscotti Yarns, and it's by Andrea Yetman. Excuse me for licking my finger. There isn't really a very good pattern picture. You can see that. But you can see it quite well on the mannequin. I'm knitting it in Debbie Bliss Relato yarn. I'll just check what it. Yes, Debbie Bliss Relato in the colorway Sea Splash. It's 100% wool and it's 50 grams, which is 105 meters or 114 yards. And I needed to change the needles to 4.5 mil just to get gauge. And I haven't changed the pattern in any one way. There you go. Okay, so I have the 3 pattern repeats done. If you can see, it starts off with this basket weave, and then it goes into this lovely diamond texture pattern here, and then it goes back into the basket weave at the bottom, and then just a plain stocking stitch till you get to the correct length. So I'm actually doing quite well. I just put it onto a longer circular this morning to show you. So the length is actually better than what I thought when it was on the short needle. I really love this pattern. A lot of people had said that there was problems with it. I haven't come across any problems at all so far. And I think with having the pattern part done, I think I'm over it. You do have to do a needle increase from the basket weave into the diamond, and then you decrease back, or vice versa, if I can remember, for the basket weave again at the bottom. But that wasn't complicated, and the stitch count worked out perfectly when you followed the pattern. I have the sleeves on just needle stitch keepers, and then I decided this time lifting stitches is a bother for me to make sure I get them in the right place. So when I read through the pattern, it was lift 5 in every 7. So I just have went to the bother of putting in progress keepers every 7 rows right down, in the hope that'll keep me right. So it was really quite a fast knit, because any of the cardigans I've been knitting have been 4-ply, which is takes a while to get round. Excuse me. So the DK is working up really quickly. It has like a shawl collar and no buttons, so I think it'll be quite nice for just pulling around you. Excuse me, Lola. Shh. Pulling around you in the winter time. It's actually for my daughter-in-law. So I did start a couple of other crafts. My lovely friend that I've got to know, Lindsay from Stitch Create Love, had put up some English paper piecing kits, and it was called Florence B, and my little granddaughter loves bees and butterflies, etc. So I thought I would make these for something for her birthday, and it's a set of 3. This is my first time attempting English paper piecing. I did enjoy it. It's far from perfect. I think if you look closely, you'll see my stitches. But for a first attempt, I'm not too disappointed. So there's 3 of these, and then a beautiful backing fabric. And I'm going to put them into 3 different frames that just hang with a silver chain, and I'm going to put them in 3 different sizes that they can be hung just as a little set for her bedroom window. So for her bedroom wall. So I'm hoping she'll like those. I know Lindsay's all sold out of those, but I'm sure she'll maybe be putting more pieces into her shop at some stage. The other piece then, or the other craft that I started rather, was some cross stitch. I did cross stitch many years ago and really enjoyed it, and just took a notion that I would start it again. But that's it. It's a set of 3 or 4 birdhouses. If you can see. So it's called Let It Snow, and I have completed this one, and some of the snow just round the bottom. I have been taking pictures of it and then magnifying it on my phone, so I'm ready to do move to either side and do the next birdhouse. I'm really enjoying it. I think I might move to the red one next. This one here, but I just do half an hour now and again, and maybe when I get my new glasses, it'll be easier to see. So that's the couple of things then, just the couple of extra things that I've started to dabble in. I don't think I'll buy any more English paper piecing sets or anything at the minute, and I have another cross stitch that matches that one that I'm going to work at, so that'll be it. Okay, then for our up next section, I want to get started on the hats, and Lay Family Yarns last weekend were putting up kits for hats, and I just fell in love with them. And the hat that she was or had been using, that had given her the inspiration, was the magpie hat. It is designed by Debbie Ford. It's a free pattern on Ravelry, and the idea is that you use your scraps or minis, or as Jules calls them, your beautiful bits, for the center section. It comes with a double brim option or a single ribbed option. Now the yarn that I purchased, I know it's pricey for a hat, but I'm going to get a few hats out of it. I think I'll probably get them 2 for Max, and definitely hoping to get the 3rd. So it came as a yarn and pom-pom kit. It is 70, you get a mohair, which is 72 kid silk and 25 mohair. No, 72 kid mohair and 28 silk, which is 420 meters for 50 grams. And then the main yarn is 75 superwash merino, 25 nylon, which is 100 grams and 425 meters. That's Kelly. The colorway I chose is the grey with the pink mohair. Some beautiful speckles, and I did find, yes, there's a lovely purple in there. I love the color. I think it'll be very suitable just to go with anything. And then the pink mohair with it's lovely. And then the pom-pom that I chose, Kelly is now the main stockist of these, and they are called the Crafty Bird, and it is colorway rose, and it comes with a press stud. I also purchased 2 other pom-poms, one in grey and one in pink, and the idea is that I'm getting a mom and daughter hat out of the yarn, and they're going to have matching pom-poms. And then my other granddaughter is going to hopefully get a hat and a grey pom-pom. She's slightly older. So that's the magpie hat that's coming up. Then my friend Lindsay was busy designing a cowl pattern, and it is called Dance Like No One's Watching. It's in test knit stage at the moment, and I am due to test knit it, and I really am so pleased that she chose me to test knit. I haven't done a test knit before, so I'm really looking forward to that. So I know that the pattern isn't, she isn't keeping it a secret or anything, but I just don't want to, I don't think it would be fair to give too much away. But it's very much based on sort of ballerina, so you'll see it's very muted colours, and I wanted to choose something. It's so elegant. One section of the yarn isn't here yet. I ordered a set of minis, a fade set from Elderflower Stitches, Susie. I'll put her website down below. And then for the floof or the mohair, I just ordered some drops brushed alpaca silk. This was really affordable. I think it was under £3. So it makes a really affordable present should I use it as a present. The other colours are fade down into a nice brushed pink, so I thought putting this colour with it, let's see, yeah, that's pretty good. Down here is pretty good in the colour. So it's lovely. It's very, very soft. What's the makeup of it? A blend of brushed alpaca and mulberry silk. Let's see. It is 77% alpaca and 23% silk. So I'm looking forward to Postie's pass today, so I'll not be starting that, but that's for the test knit, and that pattern will be coming out later on in September, I think. So that's the two things that are up next. Then we just have Postie, and we got some lovely gifting as for a prize, so that'll be good. These came from Kaz of the Wee So and So. She has started to dye her own yarn, and she sent these down. That's her little card. That's maybe the right way. And this is a 4-ply mini high twist, which is 85 extra fine merino and 15 nylon. There's 72 meters in her 20 grams, and that one's slumber, and that one is in the pink. So we have those for a prize. Of course, some teas, and then this is also, she thought it was appropriate, a little coup. Yep. And there was, yeah, then she sent this to me as a gift. See if you can see it. I haven't even taken it out to use it yet. It's a beautiful sterling silver stag, and it came in this lovely little glass vial. So thank you very much, Kaz. That's lovely. And there was a beautiful note in with it as well. Then the kid silk keys obviously came in the post, and the yarn for the sock set came. No, the yarn for the hat set came. And then this is my sock set from June. This was the yarn. And I will tell you what the bird was this month. It's the green woodpecker, and I've been looking up in my books, and that's just perfect colour. Now when I looked at this just screamed Christmas to me, so that's what I'm keeping it for. I might actually keep it for my Christmas Eve cast on. And I know it'll definitely be one of Little Bobbin's sock patterns. That's for sure. It's beautiful. Really, really nice, and her little charms are lovely too. So I'll just finish off with a wee bit about Ravelry, because I'm not sure how long this has gone on now. The Ravelry group has a new make-along up on it, and I am co-hosting it along with Lindsay from Stitch Create Love, and we have called it the Christmas Gifts with an S Mal 2020, and it's running from the 25th of July to the 25th of November. And my group is for everything wool, knitting, crochet, anything wool. I mean, even doing tapestry involves wool, any sort of toys, etc. And you know, your knitted toys, if you put some lovely sewn clothes on them, you can enter them in both my group and Lindsay's group. Lindsay is hosting the sewing side of it. So basically anything that uses a needle and thread, you can enter into Lindsay's group. There is both a chatter and a finished object thread, and I think they're both open now on the two Ravelry groups. So pop in there and share your ideas, and let's give each other some enthusiasm to get our Christmas gifts on the go. I know it got me started on my socks. It got me started on thinking about my Christmas list. I actually sat one day and penned down some ideas and what I wanted to do and linked them up with patterns. So I'm quite glad about that. I can actually tick some off now that I have finished. So that is the Ravelry. I also opened a question and answer section in the Ravelry if anybody wanted to ask any questions. There's nothing in there at the minute, so don't be shy and pop a question in, and then we can answer it on the next podcast. So I think that's everything. That's everything for Ravelry. Just one last thing before farming life. I was going through my craft room and I was organising, and I have some craft bags. I had them up on Instagram. A couple of them have sold. They're just sitting. I haven't. One I think I have used a few times. The other one I haven't used at all. And I just was going to sell them. Just someone might as well have the use of them. This is machined applique, and it's a shawl size bag with nice striped lining. And it has two DPN holders in the grey and in the mustard. And I will be back in 1 second. Okay, that's me back again. So I just was saying about the bag set, and it's for sale also, should anybody want to treat themselves. So that's it for me. I am going to wrap this up and get some editing done, get it up onto YouTube for you. As always, any comments, don't feel free to pop them down below. If I'm missing any of the links, do let me know. I try to put as much up as I can remember. So I'm going to say cheerio, as we say here, and in the meantime, till we chat again, enjoy your crafting time, and I shall see you all again soon. Bye for now.